If you're a senior citizen and you want to lose weight so you can enjoy your life more fully, this could be the most important video you've ever seen. If you want to lose 10, 20, 50 pounds or more so you can enjoy your family and grandkids, this might be the most important video you've ever seen. If you want to increase the probability of living longer without killing yourself based on someone who's just like you, extensive research over many years, this could be the most important video you've ever seen. If you suffer from the normal pains of growing old with arthritis and the variety of maladies of senior age and still want to lose 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds or more, this might be the most important video you've ever seen. Hello, my name is Dan Pena, and I am 67 years young, and I've lost 70 pounds following the diet I've developed over many years. And I have a lot of fat-burning information I want to share with you. A diet that, when used with moderate exercise and tips and secrets I have learned over 40 years, can help you achieve your weight goals that may have eluded you before. But most importantly, it is a diet that you can cheat on occasionally. You heard me correctly. You can cheat on it from time to time. And why not? We have worked 30 or 40 or more years, and we want to enjoy our senior living. Do you agree? Of course you do. As for me, I have worked more than 40 years, and I want to travel, take cruises, live life to the fullest. I want to enjoy my wife, kids, and hopefully grandkids someday. Now, don't get me wrong. My diet works for anyone who follows it. And of course, I want you to see a doctor before you start. But nothing I say is controversial, except that you can cheat on the food you eat from time to time. At our age, we may have more spare time than the young kids. We may be able to go on cruises, etc., more than the kids. And why not? We've worked our backsides off for many years to be in a position to enjoy ourselves in our senior years. Heck, I know I deserve relaxation and some real fun, and I'm sure you do as well. If this interests you, keep listening. But remember, I'm not a doctor, a nutritionist, physical trainer, or any kind of health guru. I'm just like you. My dad was a retired policeman, and my mom was a housewife. I didn't go to a fancy school, and I have worked hard all my life. I have lived a long time and have learned by experience. I have learned by hit and miss, by trial and error. But perhaps the only main difference is I have studied and read many books on diets, health, and nutrition. I have consulted with too many doctors to remember, reference my health and diet. I have read many books about blood, nutrition, health, diet, endocrinology, hormones, exercise, and well-being. And strangely enough, I always use the excuse, I'm getting older and my metabolism is slowing down. Heck, people have written books about how our metabolisms are slowing down as we age. So because we are inundated with this information, we begin to believe it. It is okay to slowly but surely gain weight. I know that every year I gain 3 to 4 pounds in my late 40s. In fact, it became clearer to me as I attended my various high school reunions. During the 10 and 20-year reunion, everybody looked about the same, plus or minus 10%. But at the 20-year reunion, my classmates started to spread out and get a little bigger. And by my 30-year and 40-year reunion, we had many major increases in weight. I remember at my 40th, an old friend I've known since junior high school, as he hugged me goodbye, said, Dan, you should do something about your weight. I was mortified, though I knew he meant well, and then I was probably about 260 pounds. To give you another example of what happens to all of us, about a year ago, I was at a gathering of a few old friends in Las Vegas. I've known them between 30 and 50 years. Yeah, Vegas, Sin City, where if you don't eat and drink, they look at you funny. And all the guys were between 30 and 100 pounds overweight. The gals fared better, but were also almost all overweight. Obviously, I didn't ask any of the gals reference their weight because we were there for a special occasion. But the guys all commented how much weight I had lost and how good I looked, and at that time I weighed 220, down only 60 pounds in less than a year. I am sure we can all relate to seeing our friends of many years gaining weight along with ourselves. And I'm a living proof because I gained like you all. Then I lost 70 pounds and kept it off for about a year, even after taking many cruises and going to many places where great food and drink is a given. Yeah, you heard me correctly. I drink moderately while traveling with my lovely wife, and why not? I deserve to enjoy life at 67. Don't you deserve the same? Of course you do. But as many of you can probably relate to, I have lost many hundreds of pounds in my life on what I call yo-yo diets and health scams. God and my dearly departed mom can attest to my diets over the years. Perhaps you can relate. Heck, we all have clothes that don't fit. As we get older, if you're like me, you keep them around, hoping and wishing for a day that you can fit in them comfortably. I know I have pants, coats, and suits I have kept for 15 to 25 years. Heck, I have pants more recently that I have worn that with a 46-inch waist, and now I wear 36-inch waist. I'm ashamed to say it, but it is true, as evidenced by these pictures of my old pants. I wore XXX large shirts, as also evidenced by the pictures here. And now I wear extra large. Was it a miracle? Well, if my mom was still alive, she would say it was. But it was finally I woke up to the foods naturally that burn fats and foods that don't and should be avoided. Sounds simple, but it is not as simple as you think, as I will discuss in the next few minutes. Before I get into specifics of losing weight and proven keys of fat loss, I want to share a few pictures of me since I turned 60. I'm not a cut bodybuilder, though I have exercised most of my adult life. But even though I did, I have always been heavy, especially the last 15 to 20 years. Maybe you can relate. In my late 40s, my metabolism seemed to slow down no matter what I did or how I exercised. I tried all the diets known to man: low carbs, no carbs, low protein, high protein, all fruit, and everything in between. I even juiced. You remember Jack LaLanne? He was my mom's generation's idol. But nothing seemed to work, and when I went on a trip, I gained even more weight, no matter how much I exercised on the trip. To say it was frustrating was an understatement of biblical proportion. On my 60th birthday, you can see me playing golf. Though I enjoyed the day, I was embarrassed to see how I looked. I decided then and there I would look into my weight as I had never done before. But like many promises to myself, I didn't get really serious till I was 65 and weighed 280. Of course, I had reasons or excuses like all of us. I mourned my mom's passing. I went through a messy divorce. My three great kids had their own challenges and they needed me. My dad passed away. I had a new hip replacement that took me many months to recuperate from with extensive rehab and gained a lot of weight. And my arthritis continued to get worse. So in that regard, I'm just like you. Man plans and God laughs. As you can see in the pictures, I was a very big guy. And even though my mom said I was still handsome and I was 6 feet tall and could carry the weight, etc., I knew I had to do something, and I knew I had to do it now. So I experimented with my diet and exercise regimen. I saw and met with many nutritionists and weight management doctors over many years. And in candor, I got mixed information. So I decided I needed something that worked for me as a senior citizen. Because contrary to what I was told, things that work for us at 35 and 45 don't work for us as well at 60. This is a plain fact, and those of you that are that age know this is an emphatic and simple truth. Let me tell you a revelation of mine. As I did research on diets that were available to make sure there was not another old guy who had the same story as mine, I had to check. As it turned out, there were none that had a story like mine, a senior person, 67, that had lost 70 pounds and kept it off. But what I did find was a plethora of diets based on fat burn and a couple on what I call caveman burn or paleo diets. These are rather misleading, though I found them interesting, because I found the premise based on unrealistic info. You ask me why, Dan? Well, the caveman lived maybe to be 30 years old, if that. So what is so dramatic about being thin in your 20s? Heck, I was even kind of thin in my 20s. And we all know that it is easier to burn calories in your 20s than 30s, 40s, or 50s, let alone your 60s. Since I know I'm not burning at that rate, why would I try a diet based on something I'm not? I'm not Einstein, but why should I start a diet that was leveraged against my senior age? It didn't make any sense to me, and I'm not sure it should make sense to you, unless you're in your 20s. And then and there, I knew I was onto something because it had already worked for me. Dan's cheating diet. Let me share another real story that puts our age in perspective to our weight. In late 1969, I was returning from the United States Army after 39 months. I'm sure many of you served our country during the same time frame. Upon my discharge, I drove back from Fort Dix, New Jersey to Los Angeles. I arrived at my mom's house in Southern California. She was arriving home when I saw her for the first time in more than 2 years. Unfortunately, the first words out of my mouth were, "Mom, have you gained weight?" Of course, my comments didn't make my mom happy, and she said, "I hope and pray I'm alive when you're at my age." She said, "When I walk past a piece of cake, it jumps on my hips." I laughed and said, "Mom, you're exaggerating." She said, "You will see, son." She was 48 and I was 24. She did live long enough to see her words come true, and what she meant as my body started to age and my ability to burn off calories diminished greatly. And I'm sure many of you can relate and know what my dearly departed mom was talking about. So far, I've shared with you a lot of my fat background, or why I can talk with authority of being fat for much of my life, though I did have thin parts to my life, or they never lasted. Now, I want to tell you what the number one food responsible for making you fat is and how I suffered until I discovered the real truth. It is responsible for making more people fat than any other food by a factor of 10. The irony of my weight was I was always very active, but I still weighed a lot and was considered obese on the BMI chart. Hence, I was fat by any standard used, but I could not understand how this could be. I was still heavy, even though I led a very active life, because I didn't understand the fat-burning formula. And until I learned the secret, I suffered for many years. In fact, I suffered most of my life. However, in less than a year, I was able to lose that weight and be as thin as I was in high school. I now weigh what I did in 1960 as a 15-year-old 10th grader. But when I weighed 207 pounds in 1960, I was 5'5". Can you believe it? And now I'm 6 foot or 7 inches taller. I used to be 6 foot ½ an inch, but I've shrunk in my old age. I was a roly-poly kid with fat cheeks, but even then my mom told me I was a cute kid. My mom was a product of the Depression and used to feed me like a truck driver all my adolescent years. I used to eat ice cream by the gallon with chocolate syrup all over it, mashed potatoes by the pot covered with 1/4 pound of butter, spare ribs by the giant slab, and milk by the half gallon at a sitting. No wonder I was so big. Hence, I had a real challenge changing my eating habits till I went off to the Army in 1966. But the Army made a man out of me and trimmed my body down to a lean guy. But that didn't last. When I got out of the Army, I steadily gained weight, though I thought it was manageable. Of course, I was just kidding myself. Fast forward 24 years old to my late 40s. I had been on many diets that would work for a time, but none of them lasted. And God knows I tried and continued to apply new diets for many years. Then from 47 to 48, I continued to gain about 3 to 4 pounds each and every year for almost 20 years. Maybe many of you can relate how our waists continue to get bigger as we grow older. And as for me, I woke up one day and I weighed 280 pounds. I remember weighing myself on vacation and tipping the scales at 280, and I was mortified. I could not believe my own eyes. In hindsight, I was probably higher than 280, but I had not weighed myself in a while when my clothes were much tighter. After 51 years, I finally been able to get back to my original weight when I was a kid. But it was not easy till I found how to burn fat and what not to eat. And it didn't stop there because I still wanted to have some fun and still lose weight. I did all this without starving myself or taking any dangerous drugs. In this short video, I'm going to show you how you can do the same thing and benefit from all my years of research and suffering. I'm not a crybaby, but I often think, what if I knew all this fat-burning information many years ago? Well, folks, this is water under the bridge, and I'm not going to cry about it. I'm just extremely happy I'm in a position to tell you the secret I learned the hard way, so it can be much easier for you. I also want to share with you a dirty little secret. As I said a few minutes ago, I love to cheat. No, I don't mean on my wife or in my business or in golf. I would never do that. I mean on my diet. Even though I am careful with what I eat, I love to cheat once in a while. I love to have a scotch and soda or something decadent with my food from time to time. Heck, what is life all about if we can't enjoy it at our age? We all want to cheat on our diet, and that's the reason that diets don't work. There's little wiggle room to consume good things you want or things that you even lust after. My weakness is dark chocolate and an occasional drink. In fact, thinking about dark salted chocolate and a dirty martini with olives makes my mouth water. Of course, not at the same time. I'm sure you have at least one weakness. We all have one, if not more. In this video, you'll discover my system to burn off about a pound a day in the next 30 days and continue to burn it off every month until you have the body you want. I will also show you how you can cheat without it affecting the overall weight program. But don't expect to go on vacation and cheat and still lose a pound a day. Remember, we are not in our 20s anymore, and we're not being chased by a saber-toothed tiger. This will only take a few minutes to watch. And the time it takes you to jump in your car and grab a green tea, which I will talk about more in a few minutes, at Starbucks, you'll be done watching me expose the secrets of guaranteed weight loss. And it is something you can do the rest of your healthy lives. If you watch this entire video and follow what I outlined here, you will definitely lose weight. This is the first time I've ever revealed my secret formula, and I don't know how long I'll keep this free video online. You might wonder why I say this, but I have caused some controversy by doing this diet video to begin with. My kids are not in love with me doing this video. They say, "Dad, why would you want to embarrass yourself at your age?" "Why now, Dad? What will people think?" "Heck, Dad, you don't need this kind of exposure. Once you do this, it will be on YouTube, etc. forever. Why, Dad?" Others say, "Dan, you're a successful retired businessman. Why do this at your stage of life? What about your current business interests? What will people think?" Some even say, "What would your mom say?" I could go on, but you get the point. It appears from the interested parties I should not be doing all of this. A diet video at age 67. Well, I look at it a little different. Heck, Jane Fonda did exercise videos in her 60s and 70s, so why not me? Heck, I say if I was ever going to do a video, why not do one for all those fellow senior citizens that have suffered these many years, and now that I have a proven system, a simple system, this is the perfect time with New Year's resolutions upon us. The way I look at it, since I began success coaching in 1993 when I first retired, I really enjoyed giving back and assisting others. And if I can help people learn in a short video what it took me over 50 years to accept, I want to do it while I still can. I want you to understand it is not impossible or even hard to lose weight so you can live a more enjoyable life. Heck, I am sure you would do the same. I only wish my beloved mom was still with us to enjoy me helping others with what was a lifelong challenge for her as it has been for me. Heck, she could have benefited herself. Listen, many overweight people lead lives of quiet desperation, always wanting to look better and feel better, but struggling to figure out the magic formula. You want to lose weight, but you're confused by how to start or who to listen to. You may not want to be deprived of enjoying a good meal and feel frustrated that some around you can eat anything and not put a single pound on. You might already be on a so-called diet program only to have dismal results or no results at all. I believe one of the best ways to stay motivated is to see results. And I promise you, with my method, you are going to see results sooner than later. Okay, a little bit more about who I am and why should you listen to me. My name is Dan Pena Sr. I am a business success coach and retired successful businessman. I've mentored countless successful business people around the world, including top CEOs in global 25 companies. I've spoken to thousands of people around the world on how to be successful in their business and lives. I have countless success stories spanning 20 years and have been successful in various businesses myself for over 40 years. I have discovered that it's mandatory that successful people keep fit and eat right. And I've learned what works and what doesn't. All the more reason I finally got my act together, reference my own weight. Now I want to share what I've learned with you. I'm 67, and if this dog can learn new tricks, so can you. If you want to learn more about me, just Google me, Dan Pena. And again, why am I sharing my experience and my method with you? It's because I love helping people succeed in their lives. I want to see you succeed on your path of getting thin and staying thin. And if not thin, at least thinner. Here I am helping the local orphans in my community in Asia. I love helping the kids and the nuns, and I want to help you. And as you can see, this was one of my cheating nights, eating bad fats with the kids. I weighed a mere 235 for this picture. Here's a picture of me with my 2 miniature dachshunds. This is how I looked on the way down from 280 when I was a mere 250. I can say that it's because I'm now 210. And here's how I look now, a few weeks ago on vacation cruise to the Greek islands. And I was about 3 pounds heavy then because I was cheating a lot. As you will be able to cheat as well, so you can enjoy yourself. Again, because we all agree we certainly deserve it. Yep, that's me, about 70 pounds lighter. I'm a lean, mean fighting machine. I feel as good as I did 25 years ago, and in fact, I'm able to wear suits I had made when my daughter was born. In fact, they are actually a little loose on me. I look great, and more importantly, I feel great. I don't feel 67, that's for sure, and I'm told I don't look 67, but I'll let you be the judge. Of course, I know what my dear mom would say. Look, this is not a diet scam, and this is no crash diet either, although the results may seem like it. This is not a hyped-up sales pitch to get you on some overpriced diet pills delivered to your home each month. I'm not going to tell you some scammy technique that will make you lose 30 pounds in the next 7 days. I'm going to share with you what really works and how I apply it in my life every single day. This is not a calorie counting system either, although I do enjoy counting calories, probably because I'm a little anal. But you will not have to count calories. I'm going to tell you what works for me and what will work for you if you decide to follow Dan's cheating diet. This is 100% real, authentic. I'm living proof that this system works. How many seniors do you know that have lost 70 pounds? It's not rocket science. Anyone can follow my diet method. What will be your results if you follow these two simple principles? You can lose 4 to 7 pounds in the first week, depending on if you cheat or not. And I would recommend you don't cheat your first week. You'll have a continual weight loss after week 1. You won't have feelings of hunger or feel deprived. If you follow the simple principles I've outlined here, you'll definitely lose weight, I guarantee it. The truth is that the real information exists, but there is so much noise and misinformation that the real information gets lost among all the bogus information and scammy promotions you see on a never-ending basis. There are only 2 easy principles to follow. Anything more than this is simply a waste of time and money. What is the secret method? 1, eating foods that make you burn calories. And 2, eliminating foods that exacerbate weight gain. So don't worry. It's very easy to learn and follow on a regular basis. Like I said, this is not rocket science. Anyone can do it. But please, don't blame yourself for being overweight. Your bad diet is not your fault. You have simply fallen into bad habits, learned from your family, your friends, and the nonstop hype on the TV, magazines, and billboards to eat the wrong foods day in and day out. We are constantly bombarded with false information, compelling us to eat the wrong foods which make us fat. It's time to take control. Take your life back and look the way you always wanted to look. Okay, I promised you that I would share with you the number 1 food that you should avoid, the food that causes most gain in virtually all people on the planet. Let me tell you what it is. It's breads and other refined carbohydrates. There are several reasons this makes you fat. It's denatured and lacking most nutrients. It turns into sugar almost immediately. These 2 things combined together cause your body to go into weight gain mode. This is not what you want or what you need. You probably already know this, but I will tell you again, sugar is not your friend. I know you've been hearing this for years, and it's true, but not always in ways you think. You see, I'm not just talking about candy bars and Jelly Bellies. Those definitely add fat to your body, but there are many healthy foods which convert right to sugar. Starchy refined foods like breads, pasta, bagels, white rice, all causes you to gain weight. And there's a long list of other things. Many people don't know this, but many foods promoted as healthy can make you fat as well. We all consume way too much sugar. It's everywhere. It's in the obvious places and not so obvious places as well. There is sugar in almost everything we eat. The American Heart Association said people consume 150 pounds of sugar each year. That's way too much. So how does this weight, again, happen from what's considered normal foods like breads, rice, and pasta? Well, I'm no doctor, but let me try to explain this in simple terms. There's good carbs and bad carbs. When we sit down to eat a big plate of pasta, a few slices of toast, or some other sugary food, your body experiences a sudden surge in blood sugar. The body overreacts and says, "What's going on? This is not supposed to be happening." This is because our bodies are not able to deal with the high glycemic foods properly. Those types of foods have only been around a short period of time and were not yet adapted to them. These foods did not exist during caveman days. Carbohydrates are broken down into glucose, which is sugar, in your body, and the glucose raises your blood sugar. When this happens, our bodies then release a hormone called insulin, secreted by the pancreas, to lower our blood sugar. But in the process, insulin causes the storage of fat and also increases cholesterol levels. Insulin also prevents the use of previously stored fat. Having a blood sugar in the 100 to 120 is not good. Mine stays below 100 regularly. So here's a simple summary. Replace the bad carbs with good carbs. Replace the bad fats with good fats. Eliminate high fructose corn syrup and other chemical sweeteners. Now we're covered quite a bit of information here, and I hope that you're not overwhelmed. Having the information I've shared with you is important, but applying it is even more important. Are you now starting to see what you have been doing wrong all these years? What I've shared with you is just the beginning, an important beginning, but there's still more for you to learn and apply. So to keep you on track, I've come up with a program where I give you the step-by-step directions on how to make these important dietary changes. You'll learn exactly the kind of great tasting dishes you can and should be eating. I've outlined everything for you, making it easy to follow. There are many more foods you must avoid and many foods you should be eating. I want to share all of this with you. I call this Dan's Cheating Diet, and as the name suggests, it allows you to cheat once in a while. This wasn't created to be difficult. It's not just another diet that says you can eat this and that, condemning you to a life of boring and tasteless food. This diet program also doesn't require you to buy any expensive pills or vitamins. And again, it is not a diet for a caveman that only lives till he's in his 20s. It's for a senior who might have a few limitations and wants to enjoy life with his family as long as he can remain healthy and vibrant. Here's what you get. Dan's Quick Start Guide. Time is valuable, so I want you to start as soon as possible. This can be read in about 10 to 12 minutes and get started the same day. You can probably lose your first 10 to 20 pounds of fat just from this guide alone. It is a very comprehensive starting point. Next, 5 foods never to eat. Avoiding the wrong foods is a key to your success. I've outlined the 5 worst foods that should always be avoided. Next, my 30 favorite recipes. I'll share with you my favorite weight loss recipes, which even my hard-to-please wife enjoys eating. Next, we'll get your gluten-free living. Many people are sensitive to gluten, so I've put together a special report and recipe so you can enjoy life gluten-free. Next, I'll give you a simple exercise program to enhance Dan's Cheating Diet so you can have that extra drink or piece of chocolate. And soon, coming soon, to the members area, Dan's Food Shopping Guide, what you should be getting in your basket at the store every time you go. Now, this program is worth $500 at least. I put in a lot of time and attention into creating it for you, not to mention all the time and money I've spent with nutritionists, diet counselors, weight management experts, and other kinds of doctors, picking their brains and running health checkups. I've also eaten thousands of different combinations of foods over 40 years and learned mostly through trial and error to find the best tasting recipes that melt the fat. However, I want this to be a no-brainer decision for you. So I'm going to slash the price. If you order now, I'm going to make you a special offer, just $47. And I will donate a portion to 2 Mother Teresa orphanages here in Manila. In addition, I will donate a portion to the Wounded Warriors program in the United States of America. I already donate, but I will increase my donations from the proceeds from this offer. And to get you going faster, we've put this all online so you have immediate access. No need to wait for anything in the mail. Every day you delay is a day you are not building your body to what you want it to be. There is no hocus pocus in this program. It's very straightforward, simple, and easy to follow. What you should do now is click the button below that says Start My Fat Burn. That's right, click the button and sign up for the program. You should do this now. As I said earlier in the beginning, I'm not sure how long I will keep the video. Heck, my kids might disown me. Now let me answer some questions and give you some answers. Remember, I am not a doctor or a nutritionist, but I have spent countless hours interviewing them on both sides of the Atlantic and the Pacific. But if you want to start now, go ahead and click the button below. First question, is this an intense or difficult diet? This is not a crash diet or an extreme diet. It's a modest change in the way you are eating today. which will bring immediate rewards to your waistline. It won't take long for you to realize this is how you should have been eating since you were born. What if I'm allergic to one of the foods you suggest? That's not a problem. Many of the foods I suggest can be substituted with equally delicious, healthy food replacement. Again, you should check with your own personal doctor to give you peace of mind. I'm a diabetic. How will this affect me? The truth is, this will help you controlling your sugar in my diet plan. Your blood sugar will actually be regulated better by eating the way I suggest. And again, you should check with your own personal doctor to give you peace of mind. Now listen, even if you can't make all the changes I suggest, just doing a little bit of it can help you improve your weight. Maybe you want to start slow and slide into the full program more slowly. That's great. Start with one thing, then another. Rome wasn't built in a day, and replacing highly addictive substances like fructose corn syrup isn't easy for everyone. So do it in stages if that works for you. You might witness dramatic changes with just a simple change in your eating habits. Remember, nobody is perfect, and that's why I built this program, so you can cheat sometimes. In some cases, cheat a lot. The main diet plan isn't hard, and you have wiggle room to go off course once in a while. So click the button below on your screen that says Start Fat Burn Now. If you follow my steps, you will get real results. It's simple. Remember, you'll get access to the information right away, and this information is not available in stores. And remember, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Therefore, to get different results, you need to take a different action. I'm sure you would love to look more healthy and feel terrific in the years to come. So if you want to change how you feel, if you want to change how you look, and you want to enjoy your life as a senior after many years of hard work, Dan's Cheating Diet is for you. What do you have to lose? But a lot of weight. Start now and you can thank me later. I look forward to meeting you around the world on a cruise, in an airport, or in a hotel. Thank you very much.